Hello everybody and welcome back to Benjamin Magnus Plays Hearts of Iron 3. I want to address, if I can pronounce my words correctly. Wow. Well, bad start to an episode. Not pronouncing a single word right. Anyway, a couple people were worried about my manpower, and it plummeted. It did definitely plummet from where it was, and it's not that big of a deal though. 500,000 men went into rebuilding the infrastructure down in this region, and those are going to come back. And then a ton of them went into brigade strength increases. So that means, you know, these guys increased a lot, at least some of these increased in numbers. Yeah, like you see the engineers right here. That was one of them. They increased their size from 400 to 600. And, you know, a couple of those propagating out through the entire army really sucked up a lot of manpower. Those aren't men that are dead. They're just men that are, you know, actively in combat rather than just sitting around. Now, I'm worried about this. The Americans. Because the Americans are doing what? Did they do? It doesn't look like they joined the Allies. But they are convoy raiding. Aligning towards the Allies, allied with the Philippines. Giving Lend-Lease to United Kingdom. And, there we go. Embargoing Germany, Japan, Italy, and Romania. So, they're not technically at war. But we are, they are embargoing me, which is allowing them to, you know, convoy raid. And before we forget, let's add some war goals, acquire territory, and, what's a good area to try to grab? Caucasus region. I do. And then we're also going to go to France, and we're just going to keep... Well, you know, it's still good to do. Acquire territory. Northern France. I do. We're going to go through the Allies and make sure we do this. Greece, Latvia, add war goal, acquire territory. So that if we do manage to beat the Allies... Although, you know what? If we beat the Allies, maybe it's not that big of a deal. Might as well do it, though. Just have it on there. Then Kingdom, add a war goal. Set up the right... it must be government. The English people are... War goal, set up, war goal. I don't know what any of this is. Puppet, acquire territory. We just do this. Before I forget to do it, at least. Alright, now, let's actually get back into the gameplay. Now, there's a bit of a strategic withdrawal. We went over that last episode over here. Not a big deal. It's just very difficult for us to hold, you know, and there's something I want to do here with the freaking Italians, who I'm having trouble, I can't get these guys to do what I want. Like, I'd like them to try to help me hold a line, but they won't do it. So what we're going to do, we're going to give them a physical line like this. Yeah, we're going to say, we want you to hold this whole area right here. You're going to help us hold it. So I'm going to physically draw a line with objectives straight where I want them to be. Like that. That's what I want you to do. Please do it. The Romanians I sent up here. I don't know if they're actually going to try to launch an attack, because it looks to me like all they did was drive straight up here, decide that it wasn't a good idea, and came back. Fucking hell. This is why I love this game. I love it so much, but it has so many flaws. So many flaws. And having to rely on allies, I find, is a bigger one. Now, is that really good or really bad? Let it tick. Really? 22.7, 22.7, 22.7. It looks like it's bad. Let's cancel that attack. There's 0 were killed. Okay, yeah. That was actually a rough attack right there. But we'll get them from multiple sides, and then we'll see what happens. Now, because they're... Well, in my head, what I feel like they're doing is they're consolidating. And they're drawing me in. That's what I feel like. You know, if I was battling a human opponent, that's how I would feel this would be. But what I think the AI is doing is I think the AI sees this huge hole I blasted in the Caucasus, and it's trying to plug it. That's what I think's happening down here. Alright. I'm not too worried, though. I am not too worried. I mean, we're making gains. We're consolidating areas. We're pushing out little bulges here and there. Little bulge here, little bulge there. We push them out, and we make our line easier to manage. Now, I'm a little confused because I thought we had taken care of this already. I could have sworn we had taken care of this already, but I guess maybe we didn't. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now, what I'd really like, because I don't think I'm going to be able to manage huge encirclements this campaigning season, which is, you know, it's unfortunate, but I just don't think I can do it. But what I think I can manage is small encirclements. So what I think I'm going to try to do is do mediocre to small encirclements. Basically, like, if this was not in the middle of February in winter, it would be great to try to cut off this little area right there. And that's what I'm talking about, like, you know, maybe 4 to 10 provinces is the size I'm thinking. Ooh, and let's pop the outliner out so that we are not missing out on stuff. Right, that's there. Which one? Oh, that's this one right here. Now, let's look at our production queue, see what's coming up. Got the armor, the specialty armor. We got more infrastructure will be finished in March. Military police will be finished in April. Yager division, I think I remember where these two are going. We got more mountain divisions coming up, and we got more garrisons coming up, and I'm glad those garrisons are coming up because, god damn it, it's fucking finally time I did it. I've been on the list for god knows how long. Oh, yep, I was about to say we're losing provinces. No, it's not a big deal. All these constant uprisings are a pain in the butt. All right, we got some militia here, so we'll send them in. Got the Condor Legion right there. We'll send them in. We've got paratroopers right here. We can move them down here. Now, these guys, I don't believe, are doing anything or attached to anybody. They are not, so... Oh, God. I hate that I have divisions guarding Vichy, France. You have no idea how badly that annoys me. Let's put this... Yeah, prioritized upgrade should be fine. We've got these motorized divisions. Oh no, these are new SS divisions. I forgot about those. Those are new SS Panzer divisions. Whoo! I completely forgot I was building those. They won't be done until the summer, but my god, are they going to have some hitting strength. Now, I'm getting a little confused here. Huh. I could have sworn... Huh. You know what, guys? I think there was a problem. I think we're 10 minutes into this episode and I just realized there's a problem. I think there must have been a problem with the save file in some way. Because I remember doing... There's a bunch of this stuff I remember doing that is not done anymore. Like, I know I remember taking these off. And I seem to remember launching a couple of those attacks that weren't completed. I'm thinking that maybe... something happened with a save file, because you know, you guys know that a lot of these things are recorded in batches. You know what I think must have happened? I think something must have happened with that last save, because last time I recorded this was literally like 5 days ago. So I'm, I've forgotten what was going on exactly. I think something must have gone on with the save file, and I'm replaying old events is what's happening right here. Which is unfortunate, because I hate the idea of having you guys rewatch old stuff. Because, like, I could have sworn I had gotten these guys down and into their line. I could have sworn I had taken out some of this stuff and, like, moved into this swamp right here. But, goddamn Americans, we're going to have to cancel those routes. We're gonna have to micromanage this a little bit. Let's pause this. At this point, I'm not. I'm 10 and a half. I'm almost halfway through this episode. I'm not gonna go back, and we're just gonna replay it. I guess not a big deal. Not a big deal. Although what we are gonna do right now, because we know it was a save issue, is give it a quick save. So at least we know we're up to here. I'm sorry about that. It's not a big deal. I'm sure you guys don't mind. Because I was about to say, I know I remember. And we'll do it right now. I remember doing this, too. Infantry. I remember setting up infantry division. I remember setting them up very specifically so that they were cheap and easy to build too. So let's see, we're going to do light vehicle transport because the truck transport is more expensive and difficult to work with. I tend to stick mostly with light vehicle. I'll do trucks for like panzer divisions and horse for like marines and maybe not even marines, mountain divisions. Let's see, we're going to go with regular anti-aircraft because it's cheaper. Well, the thing that takes the longest is the infantry. So no matter what, it's going to take 136 days. So the regular anti-aircraft is going to give me a soft attack. Well, we'll compare them. Anti-aircraft and heavy anti-air is just a soft attack of 1, so basically nothing. A hard attack of 2, so that's also basically nothing. That really surprises me, honestly, because I thought the heavy anti-aircraft guns had a much higher soft or hard attack. All right, we're gonna, let's see, we're looking at IC cost here because we want a lot of these guys out. We're gonna go with motorcycle. I'd love to do armored cars because of their hardness, but we're gonna go with motorcycle recon because they're just going to be cheaper and easier to build because we got to get units in the field. And again, love to do assault guns, but look at this, we can get anti-tank guns for 1/10 of the cost. So we're gonna go with anti-tank guns. We're gonna go with some regular artillery right here. I also like to throw in the rocket artillery. I like to use that in combination because the rocket artillery gives you this huge soft and a little bit of hard attack, while the regular artillery gives you a combat modifier. So what do we got? We got room for one more. We've got direct fire, we've got artillery, we've got support, we've got mobile, we've got infantry. So we could use a little bit of armor. We could use special forces, or we could use engineers. So we could throw in, let's see, yeah, look at the, ooh, light armor attachment's actually not that bad, but it'll basically double the IC cost. So that's not something I really want to go with. Go with engineers. They're pricey too. At 4 IC. The way I'm thinking of this is we need to get these cranking. So I was trying to keep it below 10. So we have rocket artillery, regular artillery, anti-tank guns, recon, vehicle transport. Go anti-aircraft. Save them from the Soviet Air Force. It really surprised me that the light anti-aircraft guns and the heavy at this point have the exact same hard attack. I could have sworn it was better. Color me confused. Love to... As badly as I want to throw in infantry tanks and I want to throw in assault guns, man, are they pricey right now. Or what we could do is we could leave it at 7 so that there's room to expand them later. That's a pretty good combined arms bonus, and they're cheap to build, which is what we're looking for. So what we're going to do is 10, and we're going to do times 5. Yeah, I know it's a lot of men. And what we're going to do is we are going to throw these up to the top of the list because they're the most important things to get done. And again, apologies that I'm pretty sure we're replaying this at this point. The only thing I can think of is last time I was playing, there was a game crash, and it cost me a little bit of time. And a couple people in the comment section said, if they keep bombing Dusseldorf, why don't you build anti-aircraft guns at Dusseldorf? And I think, if I remember correctly, the way the AI picks strategic bombing targets is it does like a cost-to-benefit analysis thing. I can attack it compares the IC value of what's in an area versus the anti-aircraft defenses there and makes its attack. So if you can heavily defend your heavy industrial areas, and they'll spread their attacks to the more lightly defended areas. But I'm perfectly fine with them continuously attacking Dusseldorf because it makes it really easy for me to defend it. And somebody actually told me that you could do single target, hold down shift. No, I thought that sounded air, and he said sector region. No, it doesn't work. I was told that you could hold down shift and select multiples like that, but it doesn't look like that is a thing, because I'm trying it right now and it's not doing anything. So we're going to go like this, and we're just going to draw a small circle right here. Make sure they don't chase anybody. We're going to put them aggressive, defensive, and go. Make sure that they're there defending Dusseldorf correctly. Alright, we're fighting right here. Some units, some mountain divisions have come off. They're definitely going to get put right down here. Hopefully they'll get enough, the Soviets won't attack them, and they'll actually get a little bit of organization. What do we got working here? Refit the 3rd Panzer Division. Yes, we're going to do that right on the map. They're going to go from, what are they going to go? I think the 3rd Panzer Division, I'm pretty sure, and I think they were actually holding a spot on the line that was important, too. Yeah, they were right there, I think. I think they're going from the Czech 38Ts to Panzer IIIs, if we could find them on the map. And somebody actually mentioned that if you go to the land units, you can just kind of scroll to the bottom and find individual... Oop, I just clicked off. Clicked off the screen there. Whoops, there's going to be a little interruption. We can scroll down and find people pretty easily. Like, who's this? Those are... I have free infantry here? Where the hell did they come from? Infantry. Just straight up infantry right there. Where the fuck those guys come from? And recon cavalry too. Let's see. 129th Infantry. Ooh, that's a free infantry division right there. Yeah. Yeah, get up here. Oh, no supplies. That's problematic. These guys are sucking up lots of supplies, which bums me out a little bit. So I'd like to take heavier advantage of the Soviets abandoning these positions in the lines, but right now it's kind of preventing me from doing that. Alright, they're abandoning the Pripyat marshes here, which is awesome. Alright, we're moving these guys up here. Let's see, you're all attached to this guy right, yeah. So you both can move right up there. I love that they're abandoning the Pripyat marshes, because that's just extremely beneficial for me. Now, these guys might have a really low organization, so it might be really easy to attack them. They do. It is. That works out perfectly for me. We can easily drive them straight out of the marshes here. Probably. Like, this is just an army command right here, so we shouldn't have any trouble attacking it. They might have some organization, though. No, they don't. They have no organization. None at all. What is... There's no way. Like, this whole stack here... Basic... Oh my god. They're wrecked. They have nothing. There's nothing there. There's just nothing there. I mean, these guys are going to be able to put up a very small fight for a very short period of time. Well, it's a shame that they could actually... It's the middle of winter. Yeah, it's not going to let me really do that. Yeah. Unfortunate, but that's the way it works. Yes, U-boats. Form the famous U-boats. Thank you. Aww. That's sad. Because all the funny stuff was funny. Alright, right up in this forest here, it seems, well, the woods, seems to be the only problem with supplies. And it is a lower infrastructure area than the area around it, so that makes a little bit of sense. So, what we can do is, because we do plan on heavier offensive operations. Well, these guys... Let's have them cancel there. Let's grab the large ones. And we'll move them right here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do that we were going to do is micromanage... and I believe it's in here. These. So we're losing to the ships to the Americans. All this stuff going out. What we want to do, we don't want to sell supplies. We don't want to export supplies because there's no point in that. We need to keep those for ourselves. So we're going to cancel all that. This is something I meant to do. I tend to just automate trade and assume that the AI is going to do a good job at it, but it kind of doesn't. I don't want to. I want to keep those supplies are good for me, and I don't want to waste IC Wow, we were exporting. What the fuck were we doing? Why are we selling supplies to everybody and their mother? We're gonna need to micromanage this better. Hungary. What the fuck? We're exporting supplies to everybody on the planet? 500 traded away. Look at all these. Can I shift? Can I just do like this? Well, I don't think shift is gonna do anything, but then we can go like that. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50 to the Netherlands, which we're probably gonna end up attacking. My god, I should have been paying more attention to this. Alright, well that canceled a bunch of trade routes, which is good. And now what we want to do is look at our supply convoys. Auto create and destroy supply convoys. Close that. Now, this is the only one that's going on right now, from Stettin to Königsberg, which we don't need. It was going, well, Königsberg is right there, and it was going from right here. That was yeah. See, that was a holdover from when we didn't own, when the Polish corridor was right there, cutting off East Prussia. But that's not a thing anymore, so we won't need to worry about that. Oh, you know, I'm getting uber distracted. 16th Infantry Division is not attached to anybody. Yeah, these guys are kind of just getting attached to anybody just to make sure they're in the command structure correctly. She's not a... Like, Italians, come on. Get your heads out of your asses. Get your heads out of your asses. This is why the way I wish I could do it... Is that the infantry division? Or the panzer division I wanted? No, that's infantry. What I wish is that that I could control them the way I controlled my armies on AI mode. Like, give them a front... Give them a theater, give them a front, give them objectives, and give them their stance, and have them, you know, hang out in that area. I wish that's the way it worked out. It's not the way it works out, but I wish it was. Which is a shame, because it would make things so much easier to work with. Alright, now did our supply... Well, we've had it paused, because I keep getting distracted by various things, and I still haven't found that 3rd Panzer Division. Well, he's making his way up here. Alright, so we're just going to let them get here, and then we're going to start airdropping supplies into these guys, because they're just not getting enough in there. So we're going to go air supply for that region right there. And we should be fine. Is it actually costing us organization here? It is. So we can't supply the troops in here. So let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have more. Well, who's this guy belong to? Let's pull you out, so you don't belong there. Alright, and what we are also doing is supply. Let's look at the supply map mode. Now, there's not much I can do down here because I don't have any Mediterranean ports, which is problematic. But hopefully, I mean, I could use the Can I use the Italian ones? I don't know. It's not gonna. If I go to production and go to create convoy, create a supply convoy, I see all of mine, but I don't see any of theirs. So, which means I won't be able to do that. But what we can do if we want is grab a supply convoy from Stettin and send it up to Riga and try to skip over some of the... So let's try that. Let's go to... Because I just assume, like, whenever I played this game before, I just assumed the AI was going to, you know exactly what it was supposed to do in terms of supply and things like that and just handle it for me. That's not the way it works. So, create a convoy, create a supply convoy, and we're going to go from... Is this alphabetical? No. Stettin to Riga. Alright, so now that's moving. Now, is that on the list here? Stettin to Riga. Let's give it... Alright, there we go. It only needs 2. And that's exactly what I wanted it to do. Alright, that's good. And hopefully that'll kind of dump supplies in Riga, and it'll kind of skip over some of that rougher infrastructure area. Oh, we lost. Oh, poor Condor Legion. Couldn't fight the French partisans. Shame. Alrighty. So... just trying to pay attention to the front. We're trying to go slowly and pay attention to the front so that we are not losing we're not missing out on opportunities. Alright, so you guys are suffering from lack of supplies still. Supplies getting down here seem to be very problematic. I think it might be because there's a little kind of a choke point here, and down here is where the Italians are sucking them up. Alright, so we're not trading... well, we're barely trading anything away now. You know what? It's because I didn't take this off... well, did I have it on automate... automate trade there, that's why. We would give them fuel, decline. I'm gonna have to deal with those pop-ups now, but I hope it didn't make a bunch of new... yeah, there we go, Bulgaria. I don't want to sell supplies. I want to keep them all for myself. Alright, so they're abandoning some of these positions, which means we can safely move into them. So you can move straight up this way. Oof. Forgot that we have the Das Reich division available for use now. We also have Viking, or Viking. Attach to that guy right there. These guys are going to be another primary hitting force with these guys right here. Alright, so we won that battle, which means that we can scooch you down a little bit. Scooch you guys over this way. Scooch them down. Right, these guys, the mountain division is getting a little organization and they're digging in, so they should be able to defend this pretty easily. MPs are not getting supplies in Sevastopol? Really? You know, freaking Italians are probably sucking up everything. Alrighty, so... These were the guys guarding the swamplands, and they're basically... now, pushing through the Pripyat marshes, and by pushing through, I mean them completely abandoning them and leaving them to me, is really saved a lot of troops. I mean, now the line is much more tightly packed than it ever was before. Alright, where do we lose? Alright, we lost a province there. Come on, just stay right where you are, you fucks. Don't screw me over, please. Now these guys, we might be able to attack them. Very little organization there. If we hit them from all sides, we might be able to do some... might be able to actually push them out. No. We can't... Even with the... you know, the superior positions and firepower, still not worth it. It would just draw out into this long, protracted battle and just get really, really ugly. There's the manpower we were talking about, kind of plummeted. That's okay, though. That's okay. Now, we might be able... these are allied units, so I don't know how well they're going to be able to fight me. With the defensive advantages, plenty well. Yeah. Yeah, not worth it. Not worth it. Alright, the Fallschirmjägers are coming in to help. That's good. As much as I hate moving these guys out, we need them elsewhere. Alright, we got supplies up here. Nice. And again, there's these areas in the front that are just abandoned. What we're going to do is we're going to grab these guys and we're going to throw them right there. I really want to knock that little bulge out. We shouldn't be attacking here. No, these guys should be attacking. He's only involved in one battle. Maybe it's because it's on the slow speed right now. Now, you guys get out of dodge. Get out of there. Not gonna do anybody dead. Anybody good? Not gonna do anybody any good if you're dead. Alright, let's see. We could probably... These guys are holding a pretty wide front right now, so we could... Well, you're gonna do that. Well, it'll only be 3. This guy's got how many? It's just 1? Just 2. It's a Panzer Division? It is a Panzer Division. And motorized infantry. So that's okay. You can move up here. Continue that way. Because we could spread from now that the Pripyat marshes we've passed, we could spread out a little bit. All right, but we are going to end this episode right here, and I do for the 3rd time. I do apologize that there was a little bit of a wonkiness there. Kind of replayed those events, but it's not a big deal really. These guys again aren't going to be finished till June. MPs, Yager's coming off, Garrison's coming off. Very good. All right, everybody. So if you have enjoyed this episode, just drop me a like, leave me those comments right down below, and if you're interested in more Benjamin Magnus Plays Hearts of Iron 3, just subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.